the State of the Nation address. But from the layman's, and of course, tax. The true state of the nation. And get ready for that, and let's look at what transpired on Friday. Na Bibia and 95.1. Yeah, live show Facebook check here. Onia 95.1. Onia 95.1. Abraham Okatakyei Afrifa Shem Komoyase. Okatakyei Makwaba.
Yeah, in now to say.
Bibia Boko. Medals be bobo one tad. Yeah, I said then you know white. I think you love white. Well, the first time you came, so now it's always white.
Any reason be
okay.
Yes, that
name finance minister.
I na me pe atadia ne color here just one color. It is a white na mesha.
White, a blue.
A blue. One color na me komenim. We say for cross by ya ni color combination. And there was a border Zara so me at yes combination is a calculation. As we any bread calculation be. Tiani anya white we and workers munya black and workers now go back. It's in a be arube woman. I am more wearing these entadia a year yan an animal entadia your friend titi jumper. Is a mianga sanity some yamde. MC me wakwaba. It's me who near my year nanano modia no aya and manager homo. It's in a Muslim who me share titi jumper no.
Na se medal so bubumu ana.
Oh medal ne de seja. Youth president no amogazi minine na no an gusu dia. Eja se
awards be nominated. Oh, wajiji wo kuro bi so.
Medal ne de me no me a benevolent dictator.
That's right.
What the metodo the likes of Fidel Castro mo.
That's right.
The likes of Stalin mo. The likes of a German president here say. Adolf Hitler mo. Just that media minkumnipa.
German president.
Aye, so musi mini mwanim say dia. Na minya bombe da na no say youth president no. Se media ni se media. Minya enka dem. Enti na obehunu say eja me medals yi buwam kokoro.
All right. Yanshani AC Friday. I don't know whether you've been following events. The AC Friday where NDC 4 issue directive ma Omwan Kasa being signed by Fifi Fiavi Kwete saying that Omon rejected 6 Nina because all of them at the end of the day the national budget no so ama ye sika ni debate you amokanti no a dos on the doing ti omonte so no NDC MPS they ended up approving all the 6 people. Actually say people got disappointed. People felt no, we've been stabbed in the back, even to the extent that I saw on the page of Samuel Okujeto Ablakwa on the Twitter handle that treachery with the even poison knife and so. I will say assembly chenama oko tro and sem eguho. Do you think they've betrayed us? One.
The other comedy a year and Chiaka Siabema a year with T4. Our Muti a year New FM 95.1.
That's right.
Sabri. Na Yadim Komono in totality without having to look at it from MPP point of view and NDC point of view. Now, there is civil war a year Parliament Friday. Any news? There be news.
To you?
In fact, to one kasa o mashasi akura choro treachery ne they were expecting it.
Oh, really?
Yes. Now, remember a historical antecedent kakra. Yes, not to Rollins akochoro se nkane papa na wo ho a anka wabema a MPC no aba be swear by Antonia ma say wo mon kan kure say wo mo Antoaba.
Any lie detector.
Na I baba mu what is carefree about you? You busano was one year. After 20 years, as I know, because $3 million. It would only say you will be quite to any mark when you be Kenyan. But you see, let us have this conversation. Say, the see what Parliament no. And you know, the downfall of John Dramani Mahama in the NDC. Any historical antecedent to your Parliament say, yes, Kasam, no more. And you be anti no more Parliament to Isikasamuntia. Ayamino.
David. Oh, really?
Yanko 1981.
Only FM 95.1.
Time when Dr. Hillary Man, president of this republic. On the budget core parliament, a year Professor George Bennett. At that time, the finance minister of the republic. Dr. Hillary Man and a year majority in parliament. A do so debate on a year abano back and forth. Dr. Hillary Man, the budget in your train don't know a majority in parliament.
No majority.
Yes, almost set a committee. Say committee nimko yan why Dr. Hillary Man won majority in parliament now so still on the budget no your train. Now, oh here bibit say S Gracia. The foundation of S Gracia every part on the by metro. Omokoye ayahwehwemu committee na report on the by no and say MPs no enyi say according to the 1979 constitution you know ye choose obi so ye MP na se ye body din so ma be minister sa MP no de ni dibre ebeto no akwakoye minister afa nso ye choose ministers ye choose free parliament ye choose ministers free baby bebre. And until no be a MP on the ticket of a year MPP or NDC. But then I'm saying choose ministers in free parliament inti near coach choose obi for I'm not be a minister. Nasa minister na be nyesika tam. No the akwa complete sa MP na atuna free a year the constituency wo. That's right. Eti wo yesa recommendation de by say MPs no wo mena support say MPs ni allowances MPs ni ska and the MPC and choose almost a year can say minister. And the year 1992 constitution, the Constituent Assembly a year na say Bayana so be MP. Nisika Sembeko ye na yano after so be MP no. Yadi bibi to say S Gracia ere de ka ho eba ye tienio. Na ye dwoma kwatena parliament ho. Ana yesem wo munya adwuma bia okọ jurisdiction to say China. There is no job like full-time parliamentarian
in China.
When you're parliamentarian, I was a Juma.
They are called upon when
a brasosia kwashemrani afremo no maba beton no eti MP bia ye Juma ye de si MP nya Juma. Eti MP no my businessman MP. Or my businesswoman MP. And then Sawukasa wrote to about 10 years. Matisa and this is 38 MPs. And a disappointing here, 38 MPs. Why can't you say 38? For all you know, even MPs need to a better microphone.
Okay.
If it's a young MPs need the person microphone that you appoint to as ministers. So for all you know, MPs now only be to a better. Emma more than 38 now NDC side not to about in favor of them. Because parliament na yet no sika and idea him to run a parliament like that of Ghana, which is the hang parliament, you need money to run that parliament. That is number one. Aside sika NDC John Dramani Mahama Wareya Obelusi general election. Not because the people do not want him. But within the NDC, Wanuankasa John Dramani Mahama no, encrophobic per se ye the two akonya.
Which election is he going to lose? The coming one,
the 2024 election. And he say a year pending events cast their shadows. Coming events cast their shadows. Now, the echoes we are saying say, you be leadership, and a year leadership a bonne coin to mediate a bonne coin. Now, John Dramani Mahama, before say Professor Mills appointed as a year the vice presidential candidate of the NDC, there were people within the NDC who felt say more qualified, who were more competent than the John Dramani Mahama, Professor Mills, Obi say Aban Sumani Bawin, Obi say a former Attorney General, and they were citizen vigilante any day. They felt when it is coming from the northern part of this country, they are Martin Amidu and the rest, they are more qualified than John Dramani Mahama. Then John Dramani Mahama comes to the scene becomes a vice president. Tienio. Wabe vice president, wabe president. So those people who felt, say, Anka yo moteni, they thought Anka John Dramani Mahama vice president, abe president, and Kokwa Kwame Tienio. This is a case where John Dramani Mahama ako or Sasa Woba. Neba no one a delay in Crophobia Wamusu say at this material point in time,
yes, time.
They're supposed to be the leaders of the NDC. More importantly, from the northern part of this country. It will be to say Mutaka. Ufo be to say Eya Harina Dusu. Mutaka ya. Eya Swase. Ufo be to say Harina Dusu. Minority chief. Former minority. No, what I'm saying is that they feel it is their time to lead the NDC.
Hey, really?
And more importantly, to lead the country.
Oh, really?
Then John Dramani Mahama see or baby one a bit delay some for way or more chances of leading the NDC. Again, Sir John Dramani Mahama ba na ye to Obama na mane be president of the Republic. Afe enkrofobia nkomonye omo sika tam. A won betimi a challenge the leadership of the NDC. Ababe dia after John Dramani Mahama no. Can unu say afena John Dramani Mahama be appointed ministers or be appointed chief of staff. Or by appointing DCs, or by appointing various group of people, CEOs in the Sound Crowfoy at this material point, he be making more money. Tell you, na edusa John Dramani Mahama exitia, or more baba be compete. So those who genuinely feel say you're more bread to lead the NDC, it only makes political sense. Say. Omo makwama John Dramani Mahama enwini 2024 election na nkampese wa appointing Nkrofo ama Nkrofo ba be nyasikani to me and they are directed the course of leadership because as it stands now there is no you can say chances say John Dramani Mahama winning the next election or be appointed Haruna Idrisu as a minister.
Oh really?
No, very little chances. A game of political chess. There's very little chance it says we appointed Obabe president or be appointed Mutaka as a minister. So if these people sit down and they watch the political circle, no makwama John Dramani Mahama Babe president of the Republic, no shall see appointing Nkrofobia. Again, what shall NDC was succession plan be? Whoever becomes the vice president automatically leads the party. So offer a JJ Rollins or the Professor Mills by all corner Professor Mills ebe lead the party no. Offer Professor Mills or the John Dramani Mahama or free one John Dramani Mahama be lead the party no. And there are people another school of thought which says say Nkrofo anya lucky. Now John Dramani Mahama are appointed a woman here on by which they believe so you old TNO. Now so appointed somebody else which political chess, the game of political chess. And Nkrofo believes that a certain appointing of a year Atoforsen as the minority leader. No? It is a way of popularizing him. So John Dramani Mahama will pay him because Siakasa finance economy a idea ye debe 2024 election because of Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia. If the likelihood so beba. John Dramani Mahama cannot match Bawumia when it comes to economics discussion. So then he will need somebody who has more of an economics background. Some Nkrofo said they are supposed to lead the NDC. If they don't play their game well and John Dramani Mahama appoints somebody like Atoforsen to come and lead as the vice presidential, that means we are directing the course of leadership. Which means some Nkrofo nya chance ma media debut. It's a no is a one. You better punish John Dramani Mahama even in parliament. And don't forget, these people have a clout in parliament. They have caucuses in parliament.
So what transpired on Friday?
What transpired on Friday is a political game of political chess.
Oh, really?
Yes. It's a game of and it happens in every political party, not just NDC. Because to me, choir. To me now, bonne coin and baby. Senipa and someone was so and directed the course of Tumia. That means Nkrofo Beka. And imagine, Yenim said the next election, and this be winning and also winning. And the people know that if John Dramani Mahama wins the next election, MPP will be in opposition for 12 years.
They know that.
Yes. John Dramani Mahama wins the next election, he goes for 4 years. There is no way John Dramani Mahama will hand over power to another. And elections, those who vote decides nothing. Those who count decides everything. That is how come an election I call in Nigeria. Peter Obi, the social media, no, we need, but the reality on the ground. So, John Dramani Mahama hand over power to another NDC candidate. There is no way the person seeing what John Dramani Mahama has gone through, or no so bad, I'm going to say, or call one term, what Jeja and who am I, so whoever John Dramani Mahama will hand over power to, obviously will go another 8 years. So then NDC takes 12 years in government. The next NDC government will take 12 years straight jacket. Unless on to politics, I say. Now, so handing over power, nearby say Harry Naidusu, Petu Mini Biedi. But at that time, I knew this one. What is the age of Harry Naidusu now?
Late 50s.
So then he gets another 12 years. 2024, 2 years, I'm so by a year 12 years plus 14, what is the probability say at that time NDC can continue? There is a likelihood they will go to opposition, and when they go to opposition, looking at our political trends, that means there is another 8 years for them to stay. And 8 years plus 12 becomes 20. So the Bakari do some fear at that time, don't forget. Now MPP and NDC are more vibrant with different images, just as Crawford say, Joga Temo, Womoche, MPP Muso Mo president, you can say, Boacheja, Kumo, yes, or more. Now, to me, are directing the course, more of Baumia, eso. Meanwhile, these people were in line waiting to become president. Yeah. So I didn't see what parliament, you know, and yet I did be a keke. It's a game of political chess, and it might transcend into the national election. If care is not taken.
95.1.
So John Dramani Mahama will lose the next election. It will come from within and not without.
From within the NDC?
Yes, within the NDC. And you want to fall within the NDC, you know, MPP highway, or Munya contract didn't make time. It's under John Dramani Mahama and the Kufuor buying. What didn't make time? Now, what is the likelihood of John Dramani Mahama appointing as minister? So if John Dramani Mahama is going to lose the next election, it will come from within and not without. And they see what parliament and the news and this for now they were in expectation of it. Because assessing medical historical antecedent and material DNT Sadi and AC is a game of political chess. And a Kufuor who would obey to me usual and they are disintegrated the NDC. Sika Omo Pepa. Hey, one paper. Hey, MPs in the
95.1.
Sikadia. Hey, businessmen MP. Oh, among us another anti-croman or Mabe catcher, we are corrupt. The men of Mukoya found a year can say one more a year or for me. Say more commission on Goy, one by so, Yuri, commission here before me, over Koyan Fire, Mameto. It's Ghana had your open one of the most corrupt people in our parliament. Never NDC MPS no ana ekeka ana treachery and yama mienu pe ana betimi amomaya sa treachery no omoye no. Those who want to unseat John Dramani Mahama and those who actually are in for money and to run such a hung parliament I go for the nimpa ne board dem papa to
get your bills passed.
May see betua mansa and a kufa do tria papa. Oh no Otiapa. Eti what parliament yama me no man see. Sika ye di puamo which they know for a fact see the skaba me wada for MP bi mrebo ka che was go me adwuma we de bremu ne mo de tu na adwuma we mo ngongo shemra e magana fo wo see mo de etu omo anim ana omo pese John Dramani Mahama entina sade ni see what parliament yeah
okay because who share krana senga NDC for krabe to am MPP and I was expecting something like Nipa 2B and 3B from any, but here we are. Look at Brian Champions, the ending for instance.
Brian cried also. Some Brian Scawan and some Choma appoint to Munina. Bakari. Brian Wakash. Oh, Brian Champion Wakashba. No, Hodi or Wagoji. Edgy said Brian Champion, the other corner anymore. Then you can imagine. Aside government, terms the lobby, a friend be lobbying. If you ask me,
95.
Aside government, take lobby, I mean, approving the ministers and all. Brian Champion, Nangas and see a show boy.
Oh, is that the Crips now?
Oh, Crips be any baby, Omboa.
They should do their way.
Kwame Agboja Stevens Abana or to term and you treachery come back on one treachery. What's the politics? Politics is a game of the mind. And it must not just be done, it must be seen to be done. It will more out to near and a treachery.
Who are they fooling?
They are not fooling you. They are in for their interest. Don't forget, we also be our interest. We said the way be our interest. John Dramani Mahama coming back, may say I affected the brain chances of leading the NDC and becoming president. And these people will not let John Dramani Mahama go scot-free. Because when he comes to power, just as make him a body in the I mentioned them pinpoint to that I know, but just as a Kufuado, Ebabe, president of the Republic, TNU, all of a sudden he has directed the course of leadership. Sanki him here by now, Kobianim so the Obey straight jacket, a leader of the MPP, Alan Chamati. But does it look like Alan Chamati is going to have a field day? No. Adian Amanabasa. It's because Akufo-Addo got the chance to become a president. And Bawumia became a vice president. And Bawumia Timia Sika Tam. Bawumia Timia Masisika, Etimia Mankrofo be what build the political capital. You have be social capital and political capital. And political birth.
I see.
It's Akufo-Addo presidency obey, you know. And no now directed the course of the MPP leadership and and the same way, if John Dramani Mahama becomes the president of the Republic today, all those who are waiting to come and lead the NDC and the country at large, most of them are Mohobeka. And to make us a big bumpire, then they say, I never war ban one sound for woman emra. Abrawan emra and Kaja Wakwa, one for the Kukun Kakana, Uncle Robin said to me a day. Now, Abrawan the baby no device in we. Now say, or qua, or no Casacas of a compete.
Everyone's best.
Uncle, sir. Now was again.
Hey, sir.
Oh, dear, Manindi Vice and the Decacra, you're trying to put it, no, V8 to me and say, now, young guys, I wanted your mamma and your uncle, so back uncle. Yes. Just that a bedroom or no, if you want to mean gather the political class, sir, or appointing anybody younger. Affect all those who are waiting to be in line, and they have interest, so they will fight against the interest of John Dramani Mahama. That's why I've said so. We'll lose the next election. It will come from within and not without.
So what's the strategy?
No. You see, in the first place, he shouldn't have even come. I said, "Well, Minister Maker, you better me power, John Mama."
He shouldn't have.
No.
Now, how do we market a fresh face?
Yeah, I can say. Oh, but what are you saying? You've heard from 2020. 4 years. Are you saying that you can't market? Now they say they are 2 about John Dramani Mahama anywhere. Or 2024 anywhere.
Who's there?
It shows that John Dramani Mahama, as the leader of the NDC, has not done a good job.
As in how?
Because how can a leader? You see, a leader is one who built more leaders than himself. So if Utnaho, Naka says John Dramani Mahama and they. Not the whole NDC. We cannot get anybody to market it. It shows the leadership style of John Dramani Mahama. The same leadership style Akufo-Addo Yeyu, TNA, in President Kufuor's time, of building more leaders in the MPP, say it even became a curse for the MPP. Yes. Osha President Kufuor time, otu eni abehu Akufo-Addo, otu eni abehu Alanchiramate, otu eni abehu Papa Osuankuma, otu eni abehu Jacob Echebilamte. These people, all of them could be seen to be leaders of the party as well as the country. Kwabena Japan, why Akufo-Addo bayi. Senya dada ne wo de da Kofi Konadu aprekumo Alanchiramate mu Kwabena Japan mu. Tell me one single person apart from Bawumia Akufo-Addo say what building no as a leader. None. Because of leadership style is centered around themselves. That is how come Akufo-Addo say my MPP form call early Congress, because the very moment they go to early Congress and a party leader is elected, too many attention when you be free no on no.
I don't know.
Oh, want to me. And the same way with John Dramani Mahama, want to me.
Oh, but they are
because there are two ways. No, there are 2 ways to be in power. Either you are there or you put your person there. And John Dramani Mahama as the president of the republic, and you be vice president, be president, there is no way the history of this country will be said and your name won't be mentioned. So people were expecting that instead of him coming himself, he would have probably put somebody there who will continue the legacy of the NDC.
Example.
No me edge over the other person. But what I'm saying, and no did the downfall of the NDC banner. So he's coming. There are so many people we are disgruntled. From 2020 to a baby, you know, and Crofomra media NDC. Can him go for Yomiti? Can him go for Yomiti? And to diverted the leadership, the course of leadership in the NDC. That's what the problem is.
All right. I was here. You're near 95.1. Now, Okatakyei Afrifa and Menenwo Studios or analyzing issues. I will say, and we were looking at what transpired last week, Friday, our Parliament. And see, baby, what we are live on Facebook on near 95.1. And see, Yaka near see what Parliament last week, Friday. And the next on the bill as the Vice President of the United States of America. Visiting Ghana, Kamala Harris. Kamala Harris. Just say, there are a lot of things she's in for, but then say no. 95.1. Say all the things she's doing, Cape Coast, is being rubbished with gay comments now. Omeki and say it cannot wait. And some be I don't know whether you've been following events into Yankona Okatakyei na or issues. We are now your take on that. Wakas.
Kamala Harris, me Santini, Kamala. Okay, so the U.S. Vice President visitation to Ghana. One mistake that we keep on doing is that you didn't come America come my way. The only reason that they continue to take advantage of us is because you didn't come watra. Washa, the visitation of the U.S. Vice President to the country. Conversation in go back to Sabisabio and say over the years. That is what the conversation has been. But the coming of the Vice President of the U.S. to Ghana, and you had an effect. And you had a fufu and a day. Bibinti Nebema was spending a year sika. At the Atofu Welagu Air Force One mu. At the air or the security apparatus. At the Sikak Ahudua Abba Ayo my Ganemu. And Mamifianko Chikakra. Now, what are the history of Ewiasia? Dokuti.
Yeah.
Ewiase Abrebiano. Ye wo tumia edi wiaseso. Tienyo. At every given point in human life. You were 2 years edi nipaso. Even so, what the ba ye Ghana hey sabio before the coming of Kwasi Bruni ni adekuranoa. Over kingdom any chieftaincy ni adia. Kingdoms ni be ne di wiase so. At some point Denchira was very powerful. Then he moved to Akwamu. Akwamu became very powerful. Then he moved to Asante. Now when you look at it from the world stage, at every given point in human history, there has been 1 or 2 or 3 countries or more dominating Riase. It's over the 14th century. Ede Banua, not the Roman Empire. Roman Empire was very powerful. Baby Roman Empire. Your Bible you cry, because when it comes to slavery and its other and Yoma ye we are here. No Roman Empire dimwa kotrepa. The Romans. Up until say King Mehmed.
That's right.
Eba ye no mobeko ye je Constantinople efri ho. Ema the tomb of the Romans esha se call from. Tienio. There is something called unipolar unipolar power structure. That means nipa bako now or my bako enye tumi over abundantly edi di baby swa your friend unipolar power structure. And they do baby na say tumi ni ye be mienu. Thank you for Roman Empire, and for the British Empire.
That's right. At
some point, when the Roman Empire was coming down, right from the 15th century to the 19th century, now the British Empire was the one leading the world. If we ask Ufri Africa, Kosi India, Kosi Hefa, but Biana British Empire, so the British Empire became so powerful and became a unipolar power structure. Now what can we see a Yankabi? Tienyo. And the Russian territory. There are places like Mongolian Empire, almost by taking over Russia state. And Yawadaji one day I can discuss even why Russia. If it's a one in history, you know, there is some place in history. Yeah, abuse no share so pay. It will near 2 million or ye tin. Now, British Empire, to the 19th century and the 21st, early part of 21st century. And the core First World War. Right at the First World War, the British Empire still was the most powerful in the world. The Biana British Empire. TNA. Then Second World War came. Second World War, Germany, Esha one day Adolf Hitler, one last one no Europe, we bring woman, Obekaya, we make statements, we conquer the whole Europe. No, we are the Africa and the garden. Because he was also seeking to take over the world and become a unipolar power structure. And Big Brother America. 1945, we see one we be do my year. You can't say Adolf Hitler. And Ukraine was adding any Chile, Russia, and Russia for Stalin. But right after the fight, the Second World War in 1945, and America find Sakwan Biso, Tienyo. Ebabe lidi wiase. Almost setting up institutions like World Bank, and setting up institutions like IMF. Aya enya America na ye, na so America na territory. So the mind and the viewing of the world became America. Omusika ne didi gbe bia wo wiase. America I approve with democracy and democracy. And for a country to become a superpower in the world, one, you must have a political ideology. So America so more political ideology and democracy. That is why they say American president is the leader of the free world. Two, you must have economic ideology. Economic ideology, nene say okay, say America for a free market. We are as a huge army. America has a huge army. When you need a muscle, financial muscle, and technology, and America has it. Na time America it taking over 1945 and no person unipolar power structure. It decided we are Babiano. There was a USSR, United Soviet Union.
Yeah.
Now almost you powerful by land size because at that time Uzbekistan, you can say Kiev, which is Ukraine,
okay,
and then Russia. Yeah. All these countries, Poland, and Omoma Kenya, now Omubomu as one state. It's not a USSR, which is today Russia. You can say Russia.
Yeah.
By that time, it was bigger than the land size you see today. And for a country to be a power, no, you need a land size that is much bigger. You need a military power that is much bigger. You need nucleus. And America was a new man in Ebi. Then they began to impose more democracy, no, onto other jurisdictions. It's war, that's what man be used to say. Sebi on preduasa. Wo no ya democracy ya no nya bi na mo ya dictatorship near rerasi near bani two near install democracy wo. Because the more we bet me e dey so called democracy no akọ all over the world and the more we are powerful. So they create political alliances. Tienio. Then the Soviet Union to betia yes Cold War between America and the Soviet Union. America and the Soviet. That is how come at some point they asked a president, Dr. Kwame Nkrumah, do you belong to the Soviet or you belong to the West? Or say we neither face the North, the West or the East, we face forward. That means here they are non-aligned, you can say, policy. Now you did more from a Xi Jinping, you can say, Chamamau, and the Baya Bessi Deng Xiaoping. And the Baya Bessi the 1990s. And the Soviet Union,
okay.
So it made America, instead of a bipolar power structure, which is two people, the Soviet Union controlling the other side and America controlling the other side. And my America take lead, we are seeing a superpower. When take decision, take a decision will be America endorse it. Yes.
Yeah.
At that time, I'm not China. China free the UN power structure. after the Tiananmen Square incident na China you shooting student mwangui ene de eke ka ho ye bane China de omode ye Russia ye ne yo ye bane China nko ha wuntimi nye say market ye ma free market no mbam ana China koto war fa ne ho tie ne yo again America susu say omo democracy it dey be America focus say America and the Western allies omo Western ally ne hwan mo France, Germany, UK, and other countries. And we say, yen you be decided which democracy you run. Yen you be decided what you see. That is how come they even set up a giant media platforms like CNN and BBC. So now we view the world through the lenses of the British and Americans. Now, stubborn boys see me, China, Russia. After the fall of the Soviet Union, America dictated when our big brother time even when I walk Iraq in 2003, America so went here 20 Blair, Bush in 20 Blair, almost say Iraq, it was a mistake. Iraq, you can't say Libya almost say Gaddafi Kungrofo, then China Bush about America. So in 2005, and you form me BB a friend of BRICS. BRICS near Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa. Now the entire South Africa can want to say during the apartheid regime in the 90s, one of the people that almost supported the cause of China was not America and the Western allies. Almost supported the cause of South Africa was China and Russia. Adriania no omo freedom fighters in America, South Africa. Womu die wonwura mu ho na China for na de bromo. Entade no omo hye etu no omo to na Russia for na de bromo. So when in 2005, omo form a BRICS, which is Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa. One of the things they wanted to do, and they say, say unipolar power structure na America di wiase animu acha on the decide sika ye de be because there is a swift system of payment in the world, and so swift system of payment American dollar and you use. So it means America edu obi aka de ohian so ba ko print sika no de ama no don't go for it. Again, America so ma form bibi a non alliance treaty organization which is NATO. Time when NATO pen no according se munu don't go for it. You're forming alliance. You're coming together.
95.1.
Now you're coming together as brothers. Which is Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa. One of the things they wanted to do, and they say, unipolar power structure na America di wiase animu acha on the decide sika ye de be because there is a swift system of payment in the world, and so swift system of payment American dollar and you use. So it means America edu obi aka de ohian so ba ko print sika no de ama no don't go for it. Again, America so ma form BB a non alliance treaty organization which is NATO. Time when NATO pen no according se munu don't go for it. You're forming alliance. You're coming together.
95.1.
Now you're coming together as brothers. China, Russia, India, Brazil. No, move back together and form a BRICS. Now move back together and it was more of economic benefit. Somebody do no military power. But no more long vision. TNU, I've been manifesting. It's a over America, the leaders in the opportunity, and China is taking advantage of the Africans. And no, from Hubei. Metro Dientia. Now, Omo said China, China says, I am rising peacefully. Now, China, boko. And China taking over economically. Military power, China has it. And they yabano see
military power.
Yes. China mighty. China has mighty military power. You know what China did? China said that we don't care about your democracy. Omo to war for omo. And omo kache say war be hiri war ni bia yebekun yen stay ye krom ni anye krom yi. And this is what they did. America and Germany, the Western allies, no more creative nyoma at the back Africa. Ebedidra. But that nyoma was of a higher quality and expensive. Now, when China in the 90s wanted to take over economically, Omoye survey, say, one, Africa was the largest population after China. Africa has 1.3 billion people on the continent. Now, say who per marketer, African continent, when it comes to Human Development Index, niska, it's Germany, just second hand. America, just second hand. But China so be produce idea any of the same quality as that of America and Germany. But Obama ne boa aba from the Africans ne biato. It was in 2005, in 2006, in 2008, 9, 10, 11. Now Chinese phones now have flooded the system. Chinese gadgets now have flooded the system. So omuji economy. Me no say when it comes to air reserves on the African continent, China making sure say our more foreign reserves in terms of sika US. Our African continent. When I bought a year America. If the we see Bia was so superpower no. Uni Africa on your side superpower no enkope. Uni media. If we see Bia pursue superpower. We hear raw materials. Now all the raw materials no akwa feed in the industry. And if we see more raw materials pa Africa. Over the land size of this continent, Africa for the overpopulation will be overpopulation be
95.1.
Africa 30.37 square kilometers, million square kilometers. China 9.37 square kilometers, million square kilometers. Now Africa about 3 times the size of China, but the population of China is more than that of Africa.
Yeah.
So adia meme so China 3 times. Ere na muka say me overpopulated, but China the muka so overpopulated. Edientia because omum pese ye be wo more ne ya take over the land. Na nka pese omo be pa omo diamond na omo anya. Na nka pese omo be pa omo eye coal a omo anya. Eti China strategically are aligning with Africa. To say China Africa Summit, na China for call. Russia Africa Summit. Na US for 2 say China, why else mama alone? Oma alone na sika no odema wama aid. Ye fra bibi securitization of aid. Aid no odema na bibi tato. Etu wama sika no keke. Ebu awa ubetimi akwa IMF sanki ye deal ya ye kwa ni IMF ye bre China timi ba wose de mede ma no kra na interest free. Je mema unko through sa process ni bio na mo asum fidie. Sa wo ye na onya sika ntua wose se onya sika ntua dia. Said no money ye kosa a dime a cancer bauxite deal say muntu bauxite many any more kwama so yes country dia and your raw materials and fun kwa ma America bio raw materials and fun kwa UK and Germany bio. So now the world power structure is moving away from a unipolar power structure which makes America a head of the world and ababedu a multipolar power structure where you have America here, you have China there, and Russia rising, both militarily and economically. And America trust you say kai. Ye jai Africa man ko ya.
And you ma be fair.
Ebi say Russia declare say $20 billion or the ama African countries no. Me the free. And Russia Vladimir Putin so say by the close of the year obeba African tour. Tienio.
Putin beba Africa.
Eti say Kamala say Harris edimrika eba. Robert aligning with the African continent.
I see.
Promising the African continent and its people say, still US is a major development partner. US will still do trade with you. But you see, when you go to the world politics, Obi know about world politics because of warfare. Obi about with any interest. So America for say America does not have a permanent friend, but we have a permanent interest.
Yeah.
So America does not have the interest of Ghana. And yeah, the world power structure na esesano awo musuro se wo chena o man take care. China ebe take over. Eti no mudi mirika ba ha. Etu ba kai Xi Jinping call Russia. Okatakyei Russian president before so flew was said, my friend, there is something new that is going to happen, which has never happened in the last 100 years. And I am glad you are my friend for it to happen. Because world power structure, America, I know big brother America. We are so on the decided BBR. Now China wants to take over that role. After say economically we are powerful, militarily we are powerful. China was a different political ideology than that of America. Over America ideology, democracy, kabina menka biamemo. China they more of state control. Netienye. Or maybe a way superpower bia. You need political alliances with other countries. Over bit China. China see our one China policy. One China policy they say, yeah, na Taiwan, yeah, adia bako. It's a free nedeko. African country bia yeah, and you cannot recognize Taiwan, Taipei, as a capital of Taiwan. You must see Taiwan as part of us. Now, and tokwa ekosu or Russia and Ukraine. Sam tokwa no omo de teta America nenya Ukraine. Russia, China, North Korea, small boy see. Omo teta big brother and Ukraine.
Almost has America.
No, almost has America. But yes, oh, yeah, I said, I'm going Libya. No, one more band no America rough. It's in over now, Russia, South Africa, so more military exercises. No more to two. They are now putting their base almost to take big brother. Because they want big brother to fall so they can take over the leadership of the world. Now, when they take the leadership of the world, a political ideology, TNU, and now Benyan and TSA say, oh, Russia for Burkina Faso. Because they want to install their political ideology in Burkina Faso. Or China, if China takes over the world, and not America's through, if China takes over the world, that means the political ideology of China will be transported to other countries as well, which will make America much more useless than it is today. It's China. In December, you will be with the city dollar a year relationship. Yet why sorry and a city nanya one day na dollar ne conform na dollar ne conform. One no more manage economy, no more TSA DAC. Because if you have power structure necessary, Russia says say, wow, better a me oil biano, and for a year American dollar ma. For ruble, ebra. But first, na can go for a quarter a year oil war, a year Russia, Sisascano from a year or musica into dollar before they can go and buy, which strengthens the currency of the dollar. Because when it is in high demand, it makes it expensive. Sana, Sabrano, Ottawa, Saudi Arabia. Now, Saudi Arabia and show interest to say, or person could join the BRICS. Saudi Arabia and Russia are major oil exporters. And it's a Saudi Arabia declare say, me over $20 ma. Woman and Komo Koto oil was Saudi Arabia, you know, $1 and then woman $5 so the demand of dollar will obviously come down.
95.1.
Woman and Koto oil, our Russia, you know, $1 and a dollar. Russia say, and for maybe so the demand for the dollar is down. Sana and Xi Jinping call Russia, what declare say, all the asset any obia one in Ibedi Biano. They say one in Ibedi in yuan, Chinese yuan. Edentia, because Obama say America's strength majorly. Because of musica, I did we are here for Nina, a Mexican Yahuadi. It's almost see a Jaja as I knew Maya, a Bema America Abba. It's Kamala Harris was a wino, the visitation to it. It's all about creating political alliances to stay relevant as the unipolar of the world. It's in your getting to Muntumunquano by Nemono, Osha, a year, the continent Africa. 30% of the diamond reserve of a year we are seeing in Africa. TNU. Diamond reserves, 30% African war. Over 60% of arable lands, maybe a dear Diania, a year in the whole world, Africa and a war. Africa has 90% of raw materials. What we are seeing now, you find the coal, you find the oil, you find 90%. Okay, in Buma, Africa and a war. Over a year, Africa has 33%, 40% of global gold reserve. Africa. You can't go the way we are seeing 40% of Africa. Africa has a year 80% of global coltan. Coltan the idea a year phone battery near the Africa were 80% of that. Africa has global cobalt, 60% the idea battery. Africa is rich in oil and gas. Africa was one of the richest fish coastlines. Oban rich in oil, iron, magnesium, wood. It's a real will be our person a year world superpower.
95.1.
You will certainly need Africa. That is why Kamala Harris. About Ghana. Not because of a Ghana and Sama Manebroso. Not because of a Ghana, but because they have a permanent